Today what we're going to be doing is using Resincrete to cast some pots. Now I want these to put pens and brushes and things in. I've got this one here. I got it for Christmas and I think it makes a face, but I can't actually remember. I will link everything in the description below, so don't worry. And it's got a split in it to be able to get it out easier, and it comes with the clips, so we'll see what that one comes out like. And this is just the base of one of my soap dispensers. I think this will make a brilliant pot. Now I'm going to cast these with the white Resincrete, as I want it to be white because I want to be able to paint it afterwards. And this is really easy to measure out. You do it by weight. To every 100 grams of the powder, you add 30 grams of water. Or if you want it to cure a little bit slower, you add 35 grams of water. But I don't want it to cure slow today. I want it to be a quite quick cure. And it should be about 20 to 40 minutes to cure in total. And you'll be so surprised. This is definitely going to compete with the likes of Plaster of Paris, Jesmonite, and all those sorts of things as well, without a shadow of a doubt, because it cures really hard and it's 100% natural material, so it's very ecological friendly as well. So I've got 400 grams of powder in there, and I need 120 grams of water. Really easy to do. I'll put a little bit extra in, 125 grams, but that'll be absolutely fine. And now all I'm going to do is mix this around until it's a lovely smooth paste. And if I haven't mixed enough up, I can always mix a little bit more up and put it on the top, and it will cure up lovely. When I first did this, I thought, oh my goodness, that is so liquidy, that is never going to cure. And if you want to see how I did a full test with colours, then I'll link the video for that at the end of this one. And see how quickly that has mixed up there. It really has mixed up beautifully and quickly. There's no more lumps in that I can see. I'm going to tap that down, just get any bubbles out of that, and then pour it slowly into this mould. Oh, look at that. I couldn't have done that better if I'd have tried, and I promise I didn't measure it out. Now what I'm going to do is just tap along the edges and around the outside, drop it on its base a few times, like that. And what that'll do is that will allow any bubbles that have got trapped to release themselves, and then just leave it to cure. For this one, I'm going to do exactly the same thing, and then I'll let that cure up, and I'll show you how easy and beautiful it paints. Well, these have been curing or drying for about 40 minutes now, so I think I can probably take them out. Now, they're still going to be a little bit fragile at this stage, and I would recommend you being as gentle as you possibly can with them, although anyone that knows me knows that I don't really have a gentle bone in my body. I'm just easing this mould off as gently as I can until I can get it, and then I'm going to twist it a little bit in the inside, and look how lovely and smooth that has come out. There is no real, apart from that one there, visible bubbles on that, which is great, which I absolutely love about this. Now this one, because of the way that it joins up, you're going to get those little bits there, and I'm going to show you how to get rid of those in a second. Now let's pull that out. Oh, it's a nice little vase with a face on it. Oh, I like that. Oh, I like that a lot. And it's got a drain hole in it as well, so if you want to put a little flour in it, you could. The easiest way that I know to get rid of this is just to break off what you want, break off, and then go over it with a knife until you're happy with it. So this does seem to have, this mould seems to have this like antique-y feel to it, and I actually like that too. And then I'm going to use a little bit of sandpaper here, just a fine grit one to finish that off. There, that's that bit done. And I'll do exactly the same the other side. And then I'm going to paint these and seal them. But I am going to wait 24 hours before I paint them, because don't forget, this was still wet plaster. And even though it feels dry, there'll still be some moisture in there, and I don't want that to spoil the final finish. So I'm going to definitely leave both of these for about 24 hours before I do anything with them. These have been drying overnight now. They're fully dry and they're ready to paint. But before I paint them, what I'm going to do is seal them. And I think it's important to seal them, especially if this one you're going to put some plants and things in. Now, to seal these, it's really easy. All I'm going to be using is a mixture of PVA glue and just normal tap water. And it's about a 50-50 ratio. So put that in there together. It doesn't have to be exact. All you need to do is make sure it's fully mixed in, and this will seal up lovely, and it mixes in really easy. PVA is such a great glue. It's so versatile, and I will give those 2 coats each of this PVA before I go ahead and paint them. And they're really easy to paint. I shall seal the insides first, making sure I get it coated everywhere, and just let that dry. It'll only take about 10-15 minutes for that first coat to dry before I go ahead and do a second coat. I'll go all the way over the outside as well. Well, these are both dry now, and they're sealed up, which is great. Now, I'm going to do 2 different effects on them. This one I'm going to use a bit of acrylic paint on, and this one I'm going to cover in something that I think everyone will love. But before I cover that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint it in this bronze gold colour as a base. You could leave it like this and just leave it painted in the bronze gold colour, and I think it would look stunning. But I want to take it a little bit further. So I'm going to cover this whole thing all the way over, both inside and out, in this gold. Now, I'm not going to overpaint this because I really like the white that is here as well. But I am going to put a few details on it. And one of them is going to be, I'm going to put a little bit of black underneath these eyes. All I'm going to do is run a little black line. And I'm then going to paint the lips red. I'm going to do a slightly darker colour on the top lip, because that's where the shadow will be, and a lighter colour here. So now we've got the darker colour on there. I'm going to put the lighter colour on the bottom. You don't have to paint this at all if you don't want to. You could always just leave it as it is. And there we go. We've got the top coloured and the bottom coloured. I will go over this lighter colour again with another coat. Now, when you're using this gold leaf glue, don't be tempted to put a really thick layer on. You don't need a really thick layer. You only need a little thin layer. And as long as you cover it all over wherever you want that to stick to, it will stick there. But remember, it'll also stick if you put some of this glue somewhere that you don't want the actual stuff to stick. It will find it and it will stick to it, because this does stay really sticky once it's dry. The other thing is, it does go on white, so you can see where you've been. And once it's dry, it's completely clear. That's covered enough. I want to go around this lip, but just the top lip. I don't want it in the inside of the lip, so I'm trying to be careful here to make sure I get it right to the edge. And I'll leave that to dry, and then I'll show you how easy it is to apply. That's all dry now. All I need to do is take my individual sheets here of this and just put it on wherever I think it needs to go. I'll just scatter it on around, and then I will use a little soft brush to brush it off with. Well, these have come out great. I absolutely love them. Let me know in the comments what you think. All I did to finish this one off was I put a little bit of gloss varnish on the lips, and I did coat this one in a polyurethane gloss varnish as well to protect that gold leaf and silver leaf and all the other coloured leaves that are on there. But I think you'll agree that does look beautiful. It makes a wonderful pen holder. Or you could even put a plant in that one as well. Don't forget, boop that like button and hit that subscribe button. It really helps my videos to get out there, and you don't miss out on anything else that I've got coming up. Hope you've enjoyed this. Take care. Enjoy your crafting. Bye.